Hey, what's up? Mike with Miner Sakes. This little tree right here, a buddy of mine's neighbor had it in their yard. As you can see, the dug up from their yard. This is raw material. First thing I'm going to do is depot this and get it into some potting soil temporarily, and then I'll save that potting soil because it won't use it that long before I repot it into the bonsai soil. And I might do a little bit of trimming tonight just to see what kind of shape we can do. I'm loving like this long branch here, so I might be able to, I don't know if I want to do just a mini tree like this. It's got a nice little hook to it. I might be able to style this one up and have it kind of like that. I don't know yet. Or I can always cut it here and have that guy start growing up and prune them down. I don't know. I don't know how the tree's going to act. But we'll definitely get to working on everything. But let me take it outside and get it out of this dirt and into some potting soil. Be right back. All right, so this tree, now that I've dug it up, it's got a huge taproot that I'm gonna have to lob off probably right there because I need to keep some of these little celia. And see, here's the new root. Brand new root growth. They're covered in dirt. These will still collect moisture. Those right there. So I'm going to lob it off right there. I've got this mixture. It's 1/3 potting soil, 2/3 sand, because this little tree's got to get used to faster draining soil, because that bonsai soil, it drains fast. So water it like 2 or 3 times a day. But let me get that lobbed off, and I'll probably have to prune it back so that way most of its energy goes to growing roots rather than growing or maintaining all of this foliage. Usually when you transplant a wild tree down to bonsai, you've really got to cut it back to the point where it looks atrocious, but then it eventually gets used to it, it grows, and then you can prune it and shape it and everything. So these are first steps. So let me get that taken care of. All right, so I just wanted to show you this as I'm cutting. So as you can see, I significantly have taken a lot off. I think I might end up wiring either that guy or that guy up and maybe doing a what are they called, like patches. So what I'll do is do this, wire them that way, that guy up, and these over. Hopefully we can get some regrowth on some of these lower ones I had to lop off because they weren't doing too well. Now, but I wanted to show you, and the reason we got to take a lot of this off is look at all this weight weighing this guy down, and then see they start dying right here. You can see they start dying off because the weight's pulling it off the tree. I'm going to have to lob all these off. I might just keep these up here. We might just have a really long trunk, and we might just start up here. There is some rooting going on right here, so we could probably plant it a little. Not deeper, but hopefully it starts growing some new roots and balling up. Another thing I'm going to do is some of these larger branches, like this one here, if you cut all the leaves down, except for maybe the top part there, stick it in the ground, make sure it keeps watered. I mean, you can do it with that. This one, I could probably just cut each individual branch off and do it. I'm going to stick them down in here with this one because this one doesn't need all this. And hopefully stimulate some root growth and I can grow some more cuttings. But like this branch right here is going to come off. It's pretty much dead. This one right here. But as I'm pruning, if you look at a side right here, what I want them to do is lay flat. Like I want a flat branch sticking out. So what I do is anything that's growing downward, you know, and I'll clip them off like this, and then anything growing up, training it to kind of grow. There we go. Now eventually these will, you know, they'll grow out, but not up. And see, we're starting to get some weight here, so I'll cut this guy back. But I'll cut him just above this node, because later on down the road, that might branch off, and I might like that. This is very difficult to do while holding the phone. Oh, here, let me show you. There we go. So I'm trying to cut it right there. Oh, you can barely see it there. Come on, it's tough with these needles. Yeah, okay. Well, I can't get it with the phone whilst holding the phone and trying to focus. Never say can't. There we go. So those little pieces right there, because I cut it right there, and typically it'll branch off of these two nodes, so here and here. And so if this one starts growing a branch, I'll just wire it up like this, wire a few of them up like that. I want like a nest, like a flat nest up here. So then as the tree's growing, here, let me zoom out. So we'll have flat, I'll wire this guy up straight, maybe plant him in the dirt at an angle so that he's more vertical. So we'll have a flat plane, flat plane, flat plane, flat plane, flat, flat, and then pointed at the top, or flat at the top. I don't know yet. I mean, that's probably years down the road, but yeah, this is where that's the plan right this moment. But let me finish the pruning. All right, so I just wanted to show you this. I noticed something really interesting with this tree. If you notice, because we were talking about where we may have to have a long stem, because here's what's going to happen. One of these guys is going to be probably this back one here. It's going to be up. I don't know if you can see the shape. These are going to be trained down like this. This one will probably be trained over like this. I don't know if this is going to be the front of the tree, the back of the tree. But anyways, one I want to show you is I was worried that there wasn't going to be enough branches, but if you look, we got some fresh stuff growing right there. And then another one down here. So, and then there's actually a little tiny one. Come on, focus. Let's see if we can get it to focus on it. It wants to focus behind it. There's a little tiny growth right there. Brand new, fresh baby little growth right there. So, and that's pretty low. So we might get lucky. Okay, so I did what pruning I want to do. In fact, no, I haven't. You know what? We're going to go crazy. Ready for this? It's kind of long. All right. There we go. We've done what pruning I want to do to this. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, I've done what pruning I want to do to this. All right, so I've got all my little saplings down there. It looks like a little mini forest. pretty cool. But I'll take them outside, give them a good water, water them again in the morning. All right, so I cut back my jade. As you can see, there's a lot more room to look through it. Looks like more like a forest of trees now. It's now going to reside here in the living room. I'm going to put these blinds up. It's getting red tips, so it might be getting a little bit too much sun. But the excess leaves right here, you can take those. I'm going to put them in a container, spritz them with water, put the lid on, set them over there by the other ones, and they should root. So we will wait and see. It is Thursday, May the 8th. And I did get 2 sales. I have not been listing as much as I should be. I've had photos taken, so I've been able to, just randomly list 1 or 2 items a day just to give the beast a snack. And the beast is still producing a little bit. I got 2 sales going out this morning. A Travis Matthew t-shirt. I want to say it sold for $12. And then a Nike jogger pant, both of which were off of my recent purchases. I say recent, it's probably been about 3 weeks now. You would know better than I would, you watch the videos. But I think I sold that for around 15. It's okay to make mistakes, and I'm going to go over a mistake that I made with you. And just let you know, you could be selling for years and you still make a mistake. So there was a John Deere hoodie that I had received from, I believe it was that garage sale. And it had like a few holes in the sleeves, that kind of stuff, but it would still be good for yard work, that kind of thing. Well, the tag was really worn down, and all I could see was the 18. Well, it's a youth 18, but I advertised it as a woman's 18, which the length is going to be the huge issue there. The chest is still the same, but the length is an issue. For the woman's, it needs to be a lot longer. So the customer messaged me and said, hey, I got this. It's a woman. I've got kids. What can we do to fix this? So I am putting the ball in her court. And I'm not being rude about it. I let her know that, here's the discount that I can offer. I mean, she got it on discount already for $15 for a John Deere hoodie. It was really good, regardless if it's got some hole sleeves or hole issues. But anyways, so I offered her $5 off to keep it, and I'll just refund her the $5. And it was a recent shipment. This can't be months and months later. I don't think the system allows you after so many days. So I offered her a $5 discount to keep, or she can follow eBay's return not as described policy. And I have found that most people don't want to go through the hassle, and they will take the discount, which, is good, because here's the deal. She's going to take that discount, and then one of her kids can wear it anyways. So she's still getting use out of it. Be sure that you have your weights down to a T when you're listing, because you can save a lot of money on shipping. Luckily, here in town on the way to work, there is a FedEx drop box right next to a post office drop box. And if you're just shipping clothing in small little poly bags, you can actually put those in the drop box. There's nothing illegal about that. And if you've only got 1 or 2, that's fine. I would say if you've got more than 2, though, you should definitely take it in somewhere, as you don't want to take up all the space for other businesses and whatnot that need to ship. So we've had a couple of shows at the office, WhatNot. I'm I have found that our show for adult clothing earlier in the week, typically on a Tuesday, is kind of I don't want to say it's lacking. I just want to say it's kind of the sloppy seconds, because it's getting a lot of stuff that didn't sell in the store. I mean, it does get new stuff. We do pull stuff to keep and sell during it. But I just think it has stuff that a lot of our locals have already seen. So we don't do as well. We still do all right, but not as well. Kids show increasing every single time. It gets better and better and better. Today is our GM show, which is the show that I dread the most as far as shipping is concerned, but as far as income, it's the best show. We get the most flux of people coming in on our GM shows. We usually have the best products, and we just got a truck in yesterday, so it's all new stuff. And I think our local folks like coming because they have a chance to buy things before they get to it in the store, and a little bit cheaper sometimes. They might get in a bidding war, but even if they still end up paying a little bit more than what they would pay on Saturday, it's still a better chance to get this stuff. Now, what we try to do, it's not always 100% possible, but what we try to do is only pull items that have multiples, so we can keep some items in the store of the same type or the exact same product. Because the biggest thing is we don't want to take away from the store itself. And so far, so good. We haven't had any issues. Small little customer service things, but those are easily fixed with, hey, I'll throw this extra in or something like that. And what I mean by that is, I can't even think of an example. It doesn't happen often enough. I think it's happened once, maybe twice since we started, and we're on week, oh gosh, we're about to start week 4. Whew. It's amazing how fast stuff goes. Time flies when you're having no sleep. Our third trainee did come in yesterday, had her interview show. By the end of the show, she was running the back end. So I have a feeling she's going to be great. Tonight is the GM show, and the GM show is where I get buried. And my back end / presenter is supposed to be in training tonight. So hopefully I can teach her and get her going well enough that I can break off and go start working on the actual store itself and let her kind of run it. I'll leave the door open, obviously, in case they need something, or she can text or... But, all right, I'm at the shop. I don't know if this is the end or if I'm going to keep going. I received local feedback that the longer videos are better. There's more going on. You get to see more of the life of a reseller / green thumber. Very, very, very amateur green thumber. Take all of my advice with a grain of salt, because I am going off the advice of other people online. And I just had a wonderful idea, and I don't know why I didn't think of this before. We'll see if that comes to fruition. All right, so I started doing this, and I thought, oh, film it. So I took 2 pallets from work, and I took 1 board off of each, so 1 here, and then 1 center here, and this one came off well enough with the nails, I was able to put it down further. But basically, it's going to be a standing bed. I'll go get a couple cinder blocks, attach it on the sides to some cinder blocks. I bought some weed barrier stuff that I'm going to build the pouches for. Transplant some of those things lined up along here so that they grow a little bit better. That bottom box on this side can be the longer stuff, so I can put like the onions down there, and the lettuce and stuff can go in these not so high ones. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. I ran out of wood staples. Go figure. After 2 staples of putting on the liner. So I am heading back to the hardware store, seeing if I can get some wood staples. All right. Just got done at the hardware store. Needed to get staples for my staple gun so that I can staple the fabric into the pallets to make the little dips to plant things in. I'm not going to do any planting today. I'm not going to have time, but I just want to get them built so that way when I do have a spare moment, I can put those in. And also while I was out, I got a couple of plants because they were only $2.99 a piece on sale. Got a variegated pothos, and we got regular pothos, variegated ivy, I think it's an English ivy, and finally a blood leaf. So those will probably go on the shelves in the living room because none of them require, well, they say low light. All plants need light, but they won't get full day sun, but they'll get light. And most of the experts that I watch online all say that those are fine indoor. The one that needs the most sun is the blood leaf, so he'll be right on the edge of the shelf that faces the window. I can't pot those today. They're just going to sit in their little containers when they get home. I'm going to try and finish up the fabric and then take a shower and then head back in because I got a pick for our WhatNot show tonight. It's GM. It's the busiest one. And then tomorrow is adult clothing. Okay. All showered up, ready to go. Just wanted to show you. Got my top rack done right now. I just kind of propped it open. Got my lettuce from right there. Potted. We'll see how it does. Watered it in. Gotta go to work.